Are the Toronto Raptors, there I say it, rolling? I mean, you can't make this up. The Toronto Raptors, they've done a complete 180 as of late. This team has all of a sudden started to win. And the Raptors have won again. That is now a record of 6-6 for the Raptors in January. The Raptors have won 5 out of their last 6. And ladies and gentlemen, the Toronto Raptors have their first 3-game winning streak of the season. The Raptors were like, forget about your tank. We're going for the play-in. I mean, this team does not make sense. Like, once looking like a team that was dead in the water, they have played pretty well in these last couple of games. And what's really stood out to me has been their improvement defensively. They win this game, guys, by holding the Atlanta Hawks to 94 points. The Raptors, over the last 5, have seen a drastic improvement with their defense. And you're talking about a stretch in that 5 where they held the Celtics to 97 in that victory. They held the Magic to 93 in that victory. And then in this one against the Hawks, they hold a very high-octane Hawks offense to 94. So the Raptors' defense has really been impressive. And when you look at their defense and you just look at what's changed, I think it just comes down to the effort level. It just comes down to these guys starting to buy in and starting to have that sense of hustle on both ends. And defensively, like, they have just been really locked in. And a large part of that is Scottie Barnes. And you got to talk about Barnes. He has been really good, especially over these last 3 games. I've been impressed by Scottie because since that off game he had against the Bucks, Scottie Barnes, he's played very well over his last 3. And I think we're seeing some of his best defense that we have seen in his career. Like, this is great two-way play from Scottie Barnes. He had 24 points, 12 rebounds, 7 assists, 2 steals, 2 blocks. He's really been locked in, and that's what you want to see. That's what you want to see from your franchise guy. Scottie, he's been playing hard, he's been dialed in, and he's just been giving his all on both ends. And, you look at this game, 8 for 17, perfect 7 of 7 from the free throw line. Again, that 3 ball, you still want to see it come around. He was 1 for 5, and he did get off to a little bit of a shaky start, but he was able to end up, putting together a nice game. So with Scottie, I think we're seeing more of him play inside out. And I think, again, when he's not forcing that 3, let it come to you. Because we're seeing Scottie be effective in the mid-range. He's done a lot of his damage this season, especially as of late with that mid-range. He has seen significant progress with that, inside, getting to the line. That's the Scottie Barnes you want to continue to see. So Scottie, I think, has led by example. And again, I think his defense, him anchoring the defense, showing that commitment on that end has really stemmed to this entire team buying in defensively. RJ Barrett was massive in this one. 23 points, 9 for 13 from the field. Super, super efficient. I posted this on X. They showed it on the broadcast. But you look at Barnes and Barrett, they're in great company. When you talk about duos with 200-plus assists and 200-plus rebounds this season, RJ Barrett and Scottie Barnes are one of 4 duos who have hit that, along with Nikola Jokic, Russell Westbrook, Shea, Jalen Williams, De'Aaron Fox, Sabonis. So those 2 have really been solid together during this latest stretch of the Raptors putting up these wins. And then the bench, like, this bench was dead in the water in the early part of the season. Like, the Raptors were not getting contributions at all from their bench. It was very inconsistent. But a big takeaway of why this team has turned their fortunes around, it's been defense, yes, but it's also been the play of their second unit. I talked about it on the pod. When you have the second unit contribute like this, it takes off so much pressure from those starters. And in this one, Boucher, hell, you can say and make a case, Boucher single-handedly ruined this Raptors tank, because I feel like the Raptors and their winning ways, and you start to feel the energy shift with this team, in that Cleveland game when they were huge underdogs going into that one and they nearly pulled off the upset of the season against the Cavaliers. And remember, it was Chris Boucher who had a big game in that one. A big reason why the Raptors nearly pulled off that upset. And I feel like the energy has really shifted from that point. And Boucher again in this one, 23 points. Among the leaders in scoring for this Raptors team. Like, whenever you get a guy who's giving you 23 from off the bench, it's going to be awfully tough to lose that game. And it's been Boucher. It's been Bruce Brown. A little bit of an off game compared to his previous outings, but he had 8 points, 5 rebounds, but he was big in his previous 3 prior to this one. It's been Kelly Olynyk. Again, the veterans, and you talk about it like the Raptors, they're going to have to offload these veterans, or they should, in theory, offload these veterans, because they're not only contributing to this team winning, but right now, if you're a contending team and you're looking at some of these, games from these Raptors veterans, like, that's value, right? You look at a guy like Boucher, Olynyk, and Brown. If you're a contender, that can help your team. Like, these are good players right now who are coming from off the bench for the Raptors. So the Raptors have a capable second unit. They're getting solid play from their 2 top guys in Barrett and Barnes. And the defense, again, has been a main reason why they have turned things around. And right now, like, this team's winning, guys. And you look at their schedule, it's the easiest remaining. They got a bunch of winnable games coming up. And for as much as I want to see this team tank and put themselves in the best position for the draft lottery, with the way these players are playing, it looks like they don't care about no tank. These guys are out there competing. And really, like, it's going to be tough to stay at the bottom, because not too long ago, the Raptors had the second worst record in the NBA. And now, in the blink of an eye, if you look at it, and things aren't updated completely, but the Raptors have the 4th worst record, because I believe the Hornets won as well. But they're right there with the Hornets for the 5th worst record. So if they keep winning games, you're looking at them even slipping to the 6th worst record, because the Nets are right behind their tail. And you look at the Raptors' schedule, guys, they have a chance to win 6 games in a row. They have the Pelicans, Wizards, and Bulls coming up. They're probably going to be favored to win all those games. So this is a team that right now, they're going to have to make a lot of subtractions at the deadline to try to go back to their losing ways, because what they're putting out there now, this is a team that is winning, and it looks like they are going to beat up on middle to bad teams. And by the way, this is all without Emmanuel Quickley. So do whatever you want with that information. I'm just the messenger. But if you want to look at it, the Raptors, they're 5-1 without Emmanuel Quickley since he went down with his latest injury against the Pistons on January 11th. So they're even winning without Quickley. So the tank is in jeopardy. This team's winning. It's going to be awfully interesting to see what's going to happen at the deadline. But these guys, they look motivated. They look reinvigorated. And like I said, given the games coming up, it looks like the Raptors can keep racking up these wins. So we'll see what happens, guys. But how are you feeling about this? Do you hate that the Raptors are winning, which essentially hurts their chances at a top pick? And, yeah, what do you think of all this? Or do you think the Raptors can salvage it if they, have a busy deadline? Something came out today that from Jake Fisher that the Heat are interested in Bruce Brown, so that is going to be a hot topic if the Raptors can get in on a Jimmy Butler trade and offload some players that way. But in terms of the on-court stuff going on, the Raptors are winning, and they will look to make it 4 in a row when they take on the lowly Pelicans on Monday. So, guys, let me know your thoughts. Drop a like on the video. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. That's it for me. It's Luke signing off. Thanks so much for watching. I'll catch you all again in the next one.